Hello viewers, good afternoon. Welcome to Science TV. With me, Elvis Othiambo, and our sign language interpreter doing the voicing, Wanjangede. On to our first news item. President William Samoei Ruto has reiterated his firm stance on recent wave of protests, stating that the Constitution mandates him to protect the lives and livelihoods of all Kenyans. Addressing his critics, the head of state remarked that some individuals still struggle to accept his presidency nearly 3 years into his term. Ruto defended his administration's performance, highlighting key achievements such as affordable housing program and job creation initiatives targeting the youth. Meanwhile, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, speaking during a tour of Tana River County on Thursday, echoed the president's sentiments. He affirmed that the government would not allow lawlessness to take root, stressing its commitment to maintaining order and stability across the country.
How is it that a demonstration or protest ends up in death, in rape, in destruction of property, in destruction of business? And is that really what we want to do as a nation? I dare say no. And for now, I am the custodian of that Constitution, and I will make sure that I will defend the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. Tuko pamoja, my friends? Yes. Until somebody else takes over, I am here and I will make sure that hii mchezo tunawachana naye. Kuna watu walikuwa na matatizo sana, hata saa hizi bado hawajaamini mimi ni rais, bado wanahangaika. Mimi ndiye niko hapa kwa sasa. Wajipange. Mimi ndiye niko hapa. Many people were asking me, what the hell about houses? What is this about houses? Who doesn't have a house? We had all manner of debates around housing. Let me tell you, it wasn't so much about the jobs. It wasn't so much about the houses. It was so much about the jobs. Because of the housing program, for which I have paid a very high political price, there are 320,000 people, young people, working.
This idea of coming to Maandamano and saying we want to invade police station, we want parliament, we want to ban judiciary, and therefore we want to invade State House. That is not protest, that is not issues of grievances of governance. That is actually madness that we must not accept in our country.
And on to our next news item. Belgut Member of Parliament Nelson Koech has sparked controversy after calling for the shooting of violent protesters who engage in vandalism and attacks on protected areas. Speaking on Thursday at the Chebirer Center in his constituency, Koech, who also is as the chairperson of the National Assembly's Defense, Foreign Relations and Intelligence Committee, argued that the Constitution permits police to use firearms to safeguard life and property. He criticized the President William Ruto's recent directive that police should only shoot violent protesters in the leg, saying it is not sufficient to deter lawlessness. His remarks come after nationwide protests that have, in some cases, turned violent, leading to widespread destruction and confrontations with police.
Everyone, na mimi nataka niseme na nishukuru Rais William Samoei Ruto. Wakati jana umesema shoot but do not kill. I want to repeat it here. In fact, shoot and kill. You cannot have someone who is going to terrorize you and your family, and you are telling me you cannot shoot and kill. You cannot have someone who is coming after your businesses armed and with weapons, and you want to tell me that you cannot use shoot and kill. The Constitution, the Police Act, has given the police the powers to use their arms where they have evaluated the risk of their lives is in danger. Anyone who wants to go to a protected area like State House is not an ordinary person. That is a criminal. That is an armed person that must be dealt with equal force, and the only force that applies to such people is to shoot and kill. If you think that the government is sending goons and assassins to attack people's property and investments, why do you have a problem when the government then goes after the people they have sent, as you claim? Watch, we will arrest everyone, and I can tell you they are terrorists, and they are going to be charged as either facilitating terrorism or they are terrorists themselves. Yule mama ambaye alichomewa biashara yake ya county supermarket alifanya makosa gani? Opuzi yenu mnatuambia sijui one time ya nani? Nani alikuambia sisi ndio tutakaa one time? Kibaki hakukaa one time, Uhuru hakukaa one time. Sisi umeona wakati imetufikia ndio sisi ni washenzi tukae one time. Tunapiga mbili fululizo. Hati wanatupangia na sisi tumekaa hivi. Kama ni kupanga, wasifikirie hatuwezi kupanga. Ni vile tunapenda amani na wachunge hii amani sana.
And away from that, a tragic incident struck Queen of Angels Academy on Thursday afternoon where a pit latrine collapsed, killing 3 early childhood development (ECDE) pupils. Emotions ran high as distraught families gathered at the scene upon receiving news of the disaster. Emergency response teams managed to retrieve the bodies of the 3 children, while efforts underway to locate one more pupil who is reported missing. The incident has sparked outrage among community members who are now demanding immediate accountability and improved school infrastructure to prevent similar tragedies in the future. Local authorities are yet to issue an official statement on the cause of the collapse as investigations continue.
Vizuri, sababu imejengwa kuanzia chini mpaka juu, ilianza kujengwa kuanzia chini, and I think it's because of the heavy rainfall that this area has experienced for the last 2 days, and yesterday it was really very heavy. So we'll expect the expert to give us a report on the same.
Wachenzi mara mingi wenye mnapewa kazi katika nchi yetu ya Kenya, tumekuwa walafi, tumekuwa watu wa kudanganya. Wacha tufanye kazi, unapopata ile kazi iweze kukusaidia katika maisha yako. Usije ukafanya kazi ili ialipike ili uweze kupata kazi kesho yake. Kwa hivyo lazima tuwe wangwana wa Kenya.
Upande wa hizo choo, mimi ni mzazi hapa kwa miaka mingi. Mtoto wangu ameanzia hapa darasa ya chini, darasa la chekechea, hadi wakati huu wako college wamekuwa wakitumia hizo vyoo. Hiyo vyoo ya watoto ndio pia walimu wetu wa hii shule wanatumia. Walimu wetu wanatumia choo hiyo moja na watoto wetu wa chekechea.
And on to our next news item, Basic Education Principal Secretary Honorable Julius Bitok has ordered the immediate arrest and prosecution of a teacher at Alliance Girls High School following serious allegations of sexual harassment. This directive comes in a wake of protests by former students who gathered outside the gate demanding swift action. The alumni, visibly emotional, called not only for the teacher's arrest, but also for his immediate dismissal from the institution. According to the protesters, the teacher has allegedly preyed on underage students for over 2 decades. Just days earlier, a group of former students had formally presented their grievances to authorities, detailing years of abuse and harassment by the teacher in question. In addition to seeking justice, the alumni urged the Ministry of Education to provide psychological support and counseling services to affected students, both past and present. The ministry has pledged to investigate the matter thoroughly and ensure the justice is served swiftly and transparently.
For comprehensive and impartial investigation into his professional conduct. 2, that be immediately suspended from all his duties, including teaching.
The second bare minimum demand is a public statement from the Board of Management of the Alliance Girls High School explaining to us what process they're taking.
One of the persons that needed really to be interviewed was the teacher also. But unfortunately, the teacher has not been here. So you allow us to let the investigating team finish its work.
And that teacher is going to be punished, is going to be interdicted. We have talked to TSC and all the other stakeholders to ensure that he's arrested. And it's not only Alliance, any other school in this country.
And on to our next news item. The family of Harrison Wachira, the 37-year-old man who was shot dead outside Juja police station, has spoken out in pain and anger over the brutal manner in which he was treated, even in death. A widely circulated video showed police officers dragging Wachira's lifeless body across the ground, sparkling national outrage. According to his family, Wachira had just closed his business after learning of the ongoing Sabasaba protests. In an effort to stay safe, he reportedly sought refuge behind parked lorries before deciding to head home, only to be fatally shot near the police station. The incident has ignited fresh concerns over police use of force, especially following reports of other victims across the country. In Embu County, another family is mourning a 16-year-old who was allegedly beaten to death by officers during the protests. Human rights groups and community members have decreed the increasing incidence of police brutality, calling for immediate investigations, justice for the victims, and accountability from security forces. We will be back with the sports news.